Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey, and today you are here for another episode of Let's Talk About It. Today we will be discussing the George Floyd case as well as Makaya Bryant. I do want to say a disclaimer that these are my personal feelings and opinions. Please do not treat them as if they are facts, okay? So, jumping right into the video, if you guys are not aware, the George Floyd trial is officially over, and the murderer, Derek, has been found guilty of all three charges. Now, in the midst of us rejoicing, just personally speaking, I was in a state of shock. And I'm pretty sure that everyone felt like that. And when I say I was in a state of shock, because of the past trials and the past cases that has happened, where a lot of our um, loved ones, and I'm gonna say loved ones because they're a piece of us. They are an extension of us. We felt their losses. We felt the loss of them when it happened. But when a lot of our other loved ones were lost, we did not get any justice. So a part of me kind of felt as if we were not going to get justice for George Floyd. So when they first said that he was guilty of the first charge, I was like, man, okay, it'll probably just be this one charge. And then they said the second, and then the third. And when he was found guilty of all three charges, I almost went into like a shock. Like I could not believe it, pinching myself. Is this real? What will happen? Is there any loopholes? And it's really sad that we have to think like this and even feel this way when it comes to us getting justice for our people and how we have been mistreated for centuries. It's really, really sad that we have to feel like this is not real. Oh my God, is there a way out of this? Can they trick us? So when this happened, I did instantly go there, but then I instantly thought, thank you, thank you, like, thank you. At least he gets some justice. At least his family has this peace of mind to know that this murderer is off the street. Now, I will say that when he got charged with all three, the part that really got me was when they said that they denied his bail and that he was getting transferred right away. I was like, yes, get his ass up in there. And it's sad to think that way, but when we've been deprived of justice for so long, the way that they treat us when we go into jail in this justice system, I want them to hold everyone to that same standard. So seeing that they did that was amazing. However, just like it always is in our culture, in our reality, this high, this joy, this oh my God, justice is finally here, felt like it was immediately cut short. And that is pertaining to Makaya Bryant, a 15-year-old girl. Now, the media outlets are calling her a young woman and a lady, but she is a little girl. She is 15 years old, was gunned down by an officer literally 1 hour after Derek, the murderer, was found guilty of all three charges in regards to George Floyd. Makaya Bryant is a Columbus, Ohio native. She was said to be a 15-year-old bright little girl with a good head on her shoulders, really just fun, straight A student or honor roll student with a lot of life to live. She was 15 years old. If you guys are unaware of the situation, I will tell the little backstory. Makaya Bryant was in an altercation where some girls came to her home and they tried to jump her. We are getting mixed stories in regards to if she called the police or if a loved one called the police, but the police was called in defense of Makaya Bryant because the altercation was escalating quickly. Upon the police getting there, Makaya was already in the midst of the altercation and she was said to have had a knife. Now, the police instantly, well, not instantly, but relatively quickly release the body cam footage after they did say that they were not going to do that because this is a case of a minor. But anyway, they did go ahead and release the clips, and the clips was all of under 30 seconds. In the clip, which I will not be releasing out of respect for her family. I am a mother. I have two daughters. I would not want my children in this situation and to have their life be on the media outlets like this. So we're going to do our best to honor her and respect her and also respect her family that is still here. So in the clip from the police, you see that the officer was running up saying, "Hey, what's going on?" There is one girl that is being pushed and she falls onto the ground, and then the officer shifts his body, so the camera immediately goes over to who we see is Makaya and another woman or another lady or not a lady, gosh, another girl. These are girls. Oh my goodness. So the body immediately cuts over to Makaya Bryant and the other little girl that is in the altercation. Makaya Bryant is alleged to have a knife in her hand, and the officer fires 4 shots to Makaya's chest, and she unfortunately passed away. Now, the media is outraged. I am outraged. We are outraged. And here's why. We're only going to speak about what we know. We know that officers are trained to diffuse situations. We know this. This is what these officers are for. They are taught to diffuse, assess, and um, not be judge, juries, or executioners in these situations. We know that officers are able to diffuse situations because they have done this successfully to our counterparts where they are white people in these trauma or in these acts of violence who get to walk away safely in handcuffs. So with Makaya, who was a 15-year-old little girl, why was there 4 shots to her chest as if she was some wild woman that could not be de-escalated? This is why protests are happening. This is why we are challenging our state. This is why we are pushing for votes because this should not be allowed. Police reform needs to happen. We cannot stop talking about this until it goes away, until this happens. It is unfortunate that we are reminded of this almost daily. Almost daily. I'm pretty sure that around the United States, almost every state can relate to this story, and this story always includes a black person. Now, I'm not discrediting other people of color, so I do apologize. I'm only speaking from my point of view. Where I live, there were 2 men that have been killed by police in 2 separate situations. One was killed for mistaken identity. Well, no, actually, both of those men were killed for mistaken identity, and they were both unarmed. They were both fathers. So, to see that not only are these officers getting worse, they are getting to the point where more and more children, more of our children are dying, being killed at the hands of the police. Now, Makaya Bryant's family is pushing to get her story out as far as who she was, who this little girl was, and how much life she still had to live. And unfortunately, she cannot because her life was cut short because an officer decided to be judge, jury, and executioner in a matter of 30 seconds without assessing and diffusing a situation where everybody could have went home and kissed their babies. Now, a lot of people want to say that because she had a knife, she was the aggressor in the situation. Personally speaking, I was a 15-year-old girl once. I have been in fights before, and if I was in that situation, I would have wished that the officer, because they were called to defuse the situation to get everybody safe, I wish that that would have happened. This fight turned into a murder scene, and it shouldn't have been that way. It should not have been that way. Now, I'm always going to use my platform to speak about whatever I want to speak about. I feel like it's important, no matter how big or small your platform is, to be the voice, to speak up when things like this happens, because you never know who is unaware of what's going on. So this is why I did the video. Please comment your thoughts below. Please be respectful of everybody's opinions. However, do not come in my comments below being disrespectful and saying no, blue lives matter. You will get deleted and blocked. I am so sorry, but no. Blue lives cannot matter until they do their job properly, okay? They need to stop pulling for their guns and learn to diffuse situations, because that's what they're there for. They are actually taught to draw their guns last. So why does this keep happening? Why are all these officers trigger happy? At this point, it's it's looking like they don't know how to do their job, right? So again, thank you guys so much for joining this video. Again, comment your thoughts below, and I will see y'all in the next video.